Michael Michelle Brown joins me post power slap number 12, going up against Paige Van Zant. Things
Mhm.
didn't go, I would say, the way you hoped they would, but
They did
overall, how was
not.
your entire experience?
The entire experience was amazing. I still am. I think today's the first day I've really processed everything and everything that's happened, and it's all been amazing. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm very sad I lost. With all the amazing experiences and opportunities, I didn't go there for those things. I went there to win. So to lose still hurts, but the fact that even in the loss, I have so many opportunities, I'm excited and want to make the most out of that.
For sure. I mean, we seen the week leading in. Obviously, we had you on for a pre-fight interview. You talked about debuting an entirely new slap just for Paige Van Zant, and we seen that on full display. I thought it was absolutely great to see you. I don't know what you actually call it, but let's just call it kind of like cocking the gun or pulling back the arrow
Yes.
on Paige. The first time I seen that in round one, and even if you go back and listen to the audio from Dan Haley and Michael Bisbing, Dan thought that you tickled her nose. So it was kind of funny to hear that back. But talk to me about that strike. I mean, obviously very reminiscent of Pono Paul and the way that he winds up, and really what made you want to bring that extra little flair to it? Because I think it brought a whole another level of entertainment up there.
Yeah, really, I want to definitely give credit where credit is due. Pono helped me so much, and he really just made me so much more confident. And, when I was working with him, one of the biggest things in my first one was I was just so square, and I was not opening up. I wanted to open up on Emily Whitmire, and I don't know if it was a mental block or what. I never opened up. So then when I was talking to Pono, and he was helping me develop my slap and work on it, he's like, okay, you keep forgetting to do that, and you need to really with your shoulders and everything. So every single time I want you to start here and make sure you bring it back and make sure you take your time. And when you watch Pono and what he says and what he does, he always talks about the most important to him is, really take your time with everything. And that's something I wanted to work on. So when he brought that up to me and I started working on that, I was like, okay, I'm not going to just do it when I'm practicing. I'm going to get up there and do it too to make sure that, I open up the way I want to. So, yeah, that was all just
Mhm.
kind of about opening up and taking my time. And Pono helps me a lot with that one.
Yeah, understood. I mean, going to this one, you were a massive underdog. You were a plus 230 on the betting line. I'm sure you didn't think that mentally. I know you were prepared going into this one and had
Mm.
full belief that you were able to, be victorious in this. Talk to me. Was it really maybe a bit on both your sides, the nerves of being on the main card with the live audience? Because both of you seem to start out slow and progressively get better as the match kind of went on. And I think, for you and Paige, the strikes got harder and harder as the rounds continued to move forward.
Yeah, so for me, I was very confident in the slap itself and taking it. I knew I was going to get up there and do what I had to do, but it was my first time in front of an audience like that in anything. And I didn't know what to expect. I knew what to expect in terms of getting hit and hitting, but as it got closer to my turn to go out, I was surprised by my nerves. And I remember after my walkout song when I was trying to take my hoodie off and my shoes off, and I was shaking. I'm glad. I don't know if you can tell. I'm
Mhm,
glad they didn't show it too much, but I couldn't even really get my shoes on because I was kind of shaking, and I
mhm,
was trying to really bring myself back into that. Then I got up on the stage and I didn't look out into the crowd, and then I was waiting, and then I saw Paige, and Paige, she just has such an amazing stage presence. I was standing there still, locked in, focused, and Paige is out there, like this with the audience, and then I was like, you know what, like I kind of fed off of that. So then, I turned to the audience and give them a little flex, and when I saw the audience for the first time when I was doing the little flex, my knees literally buckled for a second, and I
mhm,
couldn't almost believe it. And I was like, all right, let me get back in there. So
mhm.
the audience was definitely a whole different feeling. I think even when you see from my first match to this one, I was a lot more calm and focused, which really is not my personality too much. I love to entertain. And
Hmm.
with the audience, I thought it was going to bring that more out of me. And I was very surprised that it actually, made me quieter and calmer. And then, after the first lap, Paige is an awesome opponent. She made me feel, I don't know, so comfortable. She cracked a joke up there, and then I
Hmm.
finally like started to relax a little bit and feed off her energy, and then I was able to be a lot more comfortable and a little more interactive. So
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it was the second round. I think she said to you like, "Oh, you have a tiny head, girl."
yeah,
It was kind of.
that definitely. I mean, that was so funny because I was so in my head, and I think, and I was trying to bring myself back into my body, and I think
Hmm.
until Paige said that to me, I finally, at that moment is when I kind of got brought back into my body. We giggled, and then she
Hmm.
slapped the hell out of me. So, my friend posted a TikTok of that moment, and it got like a million views already. And
Oh,
TikTok's
amazing.
so different than Instagram because there's 1,600 comments, and I think like maybe five of them are mean and the rest of them are so nice, but all everyone's saying is, I can't believe those girls are up there laughing and they're slapping each other. So I thought that was funny.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm not sure if you've seen or not, but here's the judges' scorecard. So all three judges have all three rounds going to Paige. If you listen back to the broadcast, they have Bisbing and Haley thought you won the first round. So just interesting to see the discrepancy there.
Hmm.
Um, the third strike that you received from Paige, almost instantly you were talking, you were pointing at your eye when you were talking to Wolverine. And I'm assuming it's probably that third strike that brought you the most damage and tenderness post fight.
For sure. I think in the moment it's weird because you don't really know. So I wanted to, we turned around and watched on the TV because I felt like it was high, just because I
Hmm.
felt damage in my eye. I definitely felt, you know up here, and even my bruising is kind of like right there. So,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, it happens. I just, in the moment, I just wanted to make sure I watched it back just in case it was like up here, that I
Hmm.
catch it. I think the right person won that night, but I do think I took the first round. So
Hmm.
even though that doesn't make a difference in the winner that night, I think it was a little closer than what they said. Um, but yeah.
Yeah. Was there anything that surprised you of Paige, whether it be her toughness or how she hit?
Yeah, she just had a hard face, like,
Hmm.
she didn't really budge, her she hit me for sure harder than my last opponent,
Hmm.
um, by the third one really got me, I was
Hmm.
surprised. Yeah, just I I thought, I genuinely thought I had the knockout power, was gonna knock her out, so I was surprised on how tough she was.
Hmm.
She ate it so well, and I was like definitely expecting her to flinch, and so good on her. She didn't at all. So
Yeah. I just wanted to ask you to get clarification on one thing that Dan Haley said during the interview. He alluded to the fact that you said to him in the pre-fight that in the past you got into a physical altercation with your father. Is that accurate or is that paraphrased?
alongside of my father. So I think it sounded like me
Oh,
and my
with your
dad
father.
fought, but
Yeah, okay.
my dad and I fought a couple together. And
Gotcha. Okay,
so
okay.
that's definitely what he was saying. I know it was worded so weird because a couple people were like,
Yeah.
"Did you fight your dad?" I was like, "No." Yeah, my dad and I were in Mexico, and a couple about my age was having some parking discrepancies. The boyfriend, went up to my dad, sucker punched him, broke his nose. But me, you're not gonna get my dad. I'm not without me getting you. So then I go and fight his girlfriend, beat her up. But I promise she deserved it. I'm not the type to ever fight if someone, doesn't deserve it. But she had her boyfriend beat up my dad, and she's my age. And then her boyfriend, punched me in the face, and then I hit him. It was just this crazy thing. We ended up in jail in Mexico for a day with no translator, no food, no water. And yeah, it was crazy, but that's my father and I, and that's why I'm the way I am because of my father. We're just both the same level of crazy. So, yeah. definitely did not fight my father.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you clarified that. It turned out to
Yes.
be even a better story than I thought it would be. So
Yeah.
that's awesome. Well, what's next for you?
Um, I want to do what I got to do to get that rematch. If it's go out there, get one, two, three more wins.
Mhm.
I'm like I said, I love everything that comes with it, but at the end of the day, I'm here to win. I want to fix my slap, not fix it, but I want to really work on it. Get more reps in, and I want to go back, and I don't care how, but I want to get back to that where I earned that rematch.
Absolutely. One last one for me. Did you get medically suspended? And, how's your follow-up been? I know you said there was a little bit of pain and tenderness around the eyes. Everything good to go?
I did get medically suspended. I do need to go get an X-ray on my wrist just because, like this isn't the wrist that hurts, but I can't really do this at all. And I know that obviously your hand's gonna hurt afterwards, but after the first slap, my hand hurt super bad.
Your
But
left hand though, or your right hand?
no, my right hand. I didn't want to
Oh,
hurt
okay,
it
gotcha.
more. So this is what
Okay, gotcha,
this is
gotcha,
what I can't do with the hand that hurts.
gotcha,
Um, so I need to go get that X-ray. Actually, I should do that today, so I will probably be going to the doctor's in a little bit.
gotcha. Awesome. Well, I appreciate you joining me. You have a home here at Slap News anytime. Feel
Thank
free to
you.
reach out. Okay. Take care. Have a
Thank you. I
great rest of your day.
appreciate it. Nice to see you again.
Same.
Thank you.